War. War never changes.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boyses, and girlses. Why did subscribe pop up? Oh, it just popped up and said subscribe. We're not
Now they
changing
don't
it.
have to subscribe. Now
We're-
they get it for free.
We're rolling with it. It just blew right over the top of me. But listen, I was trying to pluralize everything and be cute. My name is Jim. Over there, the man, the myth, the legend, the well-traveled one, 50 caliber, Phil McCracken. Phil, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. How about you?
I am really confused with OBS because every time we record, it's different.
Time. Every fucking time.
I'm looking at it now. It looks like it's still working. I see my volume level. I see your volume level. I'm looking at it looks like it's working, but every single time I swear we do the show, the last minute I'm making changes and I'm like, wow, this never worked this way before. Nobody cares but me, and I don't even know if I care. But we're here, we're live, we're ready to rock and roll. My first question for you, sir. The fans demand an answer, and I figured you were the best person to answer.
The fan, just the Bob.
Nope. Multiple comments, maybe even tens of comments. Demand an answer, and I'm gonna defer to you. Will ever return to the show? Did you banish Will to the Nexus? Is he coming back? Did I banish him? People want to know, where is he?
No. So here's the deal. Jim and I have very traditional 9-ish to 5-ish. Well, not me. Jim has a very traditional job. I have a semi-traditional job where I work during normal business hours. Will works whenever they ask him to. Will works weird shifts. So sometimes Will's schedule cannot accommodate our schedules, and that's why he hasn't been here. I assume that you reached out to him and asked him if he could record tonight when we talked about it.
Yeah. I did. I messaged him earlier and he was busy.
Okay.
I did. Because him and I played Rocket League, which is like I'm a huge fan of Rocket League. We played Rocket League for like an hour yesterday. And it was in the afternoon. And I said, hey, if you're going to be on later, let me know. And he said, sure. And then I haven't heard from him since. He's been posting other stuff about like political stuff, which has nothing to do with video games. But he was posting a bunch of political stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I haven't heard from him in like a long time. So
anyway, yeah, no.
Maybe we'll get him back at some point. But I wanted everyone to know he's still alive and well. He wants to do the show. We want to do the show. Either we're all going to do the show, or at some point Will and I are going to just do like a Rocket League extravaganza. I don't know. We haven't figured that part out yet. Because Phil does not care about Rocket League at all.
No, I don't. I guess I don't understand what the fans' point of contention is, because this is our show. Will was just a guest host a few times, and like, he's a great guest host. He's definitely a better host than me. You should probably replace me with Will. But
all right, let me just press this button and see ya. No, I'm kidding.
When Will isn't here, guys, don't panic. We didn't banish him. He's just not fucking available.
People want to know. Listen, inquiring minds demand an answer. You have a structure. I had this really cool layout, which I'm tempted to press the button, but I'm afraid it's going to ruin this layout. But I did this really cool 3-person layout. I changed the logos. I was able to do the old split screen share magic to get everybody their own cute little box to talk, adjusting audio levels, etc. A lot of work went into it. So for me, I would feel validated if he was on, because I'd feel like, hey, all this hard work paid off. But the reality is it's back to just the same basic, the same format we've had. I haven't really touched anything.
I'm sorry. Is this not good enough for you?
No, it's not. And I'm pissed. I'm also trying to... Oh, go ahead.
Jim is slowly trying to replace me with Will, because Will actually is available to play video games, and Will is a more sensible human being. Okay, Jim's trying to get less of Phil in his life and more of Will. So I understand.
I saw you in person, and I was like, I'm good.
That's the feeling I got. I spent most of my time talking to Rachel.
As I say, I got my fill of Phil, and I said, well, See you again in another year and a half, pal. Sayonara, happy trails. Go off and do whatever you do. Just don't ask me. No. But I'm sitting here listening to you talk, and I'm noticing that I'm not 100% sure I like the way my camera is now, and I haven't really looked at myself in a long time watching a video, because normally I'm looking over at my screen here now, and I'm not sure if I like the way I have my camera set up. And I'm also seeing a shadow behind me on the door, which is open, which you astutely found out right away for a little more air, because it gets hot in
I'm
here.
going to say something that will probably make you like your camera position a lot more, and want to keep it. I hate it. I personally hate the way you have your camera. I think it sucks.
Then it's never moving.
I like looking directly at you, not like sort of to the side. And there's a lot of distracting stuff back there. And I'm a simple-minded fellow.
I mean, I am looking directly at the camera. Like this, I mean, this is where I'm looking. Every so often I glance over here to look at like OBS stuff, but like I'm looking at you right here.
This is the worst show we've ever done.
And I am not, listen, and because normally if I was sitting to play games, I'd be like this. This is how I play games. But just for you, sir, I swing the chair over and I get in position. I shimmy in.
What are we even talking about?
Talking about my camera. Listen, there is not a whole lot going on this week in the video game world, but there is a couple things I wanted to bring up because I feel like we're at a crossroads on some of these games, and I want to get your thoughts on them. The first is the new Marvel game, which isn't so new. It came out last year, Marvel's Avengers. It was critically and commercial failure. Critically, it was panned. Commercial failure, lost them zillions of dollars. I can't only imagine how much Disney and through Marvel and however their game division is broken out charged Square Enix to use the likeness of Captain America and Iron Man and Thor and Black Widow and Hulk in a video game. And I assume Square was like, hey, Avengers is really hot. We just had, Infinity War. Now we're into phase 13 or whatever the hell the next iteration of video game or their movie cycle is. We're going to strike when the iron's hot. And this game came out and it was just total ass. Did you even play it?
Here's how much I didn't play it.
Okay.
When I bought my gaming PC from Cyberpower,
It doesn't even remember anymore.
Yeah, when I bought my gaming PC, my Intel 10900KF CPU came with a copy.
And you never installed it?
And when I first turned the computer on, it asked me, would you like to install this and on which drive? To which I promptly put, no thank you.
Wow, I didn't realize you had a free copy of the game and you never even... Wow, okay. So you actively avoided it. You didn't just... Wow, okay. Yeah, so sometimes they do those bundle games where I think they know. Like, let's sweeten the deal on this graphics card or this processor, and let's throw in a shitty game. We bought 1,000 of them. There's probably a pallet of codes like in a Best Buy dumpster somewhere, just waiting. Nobody wants it. So the reason I bring this up is because they just recently announced, well, not recently, the reviews for the recent expansion is starting to come out. And it's going to focus on Wakanda, and it's going to introduce the Black Panther. And what was interesting to me about that was the actor who played Kratos, Chris Judge. He is the likeness of the Black Panther. They used his face, it's his voice, it's Kratos, but it's not Kratos.
I feel that seems like a little culturally appropriate-y, maybe. I don't know, but what really shocks me about this game is that in every measurable way it was a failure. So they doubled down on it and said, you know what, we're going to give Disney more money for the rights to build Wakanda and the Black Panther. And we're gonna try again.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna go bankrupt on this. All the money we're making from Final Fantasy 14, all the money we're making from Final Fantasy 7 remake, we're just gonna funnel directly into this failed project. Because you remember, this game got a lot of controversy early on when they announced Spider-Man was going to be a PlayStation exclusive character. And people lost their minds, and a lot of Xbox and PC gamers were incredibly upset by this.
Turns out didn't matter because no one played it for more than 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. I guess my greater question, not so much about this. I mean, it sounds like it's interesting. It sounds like they've done a lot of course correction. It sounds like this, from what I've read at least, I haven't played it myself, but it seems like this Wakanda expansion is actually decent. It's more along the line of a game I think people expected to get, and more along the lines of like an experience that they probably originally wanted, but took a while to figure out. Do you feel that it's worth supporting games like this that come out and suck but course correct and you're like, okay, now you get my money? Or do you say, you know what, out of sight, out of mind, all aboard Halo Infinite?
I feel like when developers learn their lesson and they listen to the user base and they build what the user base wants and put it back out there, even if they tripped and stumbled and fell on their face out of the gate, I
Right.
think that we should reward them for their efforts and continue to invest in them. Because, I mean, they could just be like EA and be like, hey, you know what?
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I get conflicted on this because I feel like a lot of games come out and they just horribly fail. Like No Man's Sky came out and it was abysmal. It was not what people wanted. The studio actively lied to what people could expect. It was a horrible experience. And over time, they've added a lot of stuff. I did finally check it out when it went to Game Pass. I played it with Matt and Kevin, and it was fun. I mean, I wouldn't say it was the game of the year, but it wasn't horrible. I've played much worse games. So, in a sense, some of these games can get a second life. If they are truly a game as service, they will evolve. The Division game that I played at launch is very different than the Division game that's alive today. Obviously, this Marvel game, seems like they've course corrected. I just don't know at what point is it a good point to jump in, or maybe we look at it as a gamer and say, well, I am so far out of this culture, like I don't understand anymore. I'm not into it. Just it's not for me.
I feel like it would kind of be hard to jump in at this point because do you have to play through the whole base game to get to this expansion?
No, they've been clear that if you wanted to just play this game by itself, you could. But I feel like most people would feel like they're missing out on something by not seeing what was going on up to this point. At least that's how I would feel.
I don't know. I don't think I'm personally going to take that stroll into that arena. But, if someone else wants to, let us know. Let us know. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time anyway. Just ask the Bob.
The Bob would know. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I don't think it's something I'm actively pursuing. I have so many other games that I have played that I enjoyed that I want to continue to play. That I don't really necessarily think this is one that I need to jump into. But it is interesting, a game that kind of dies in a sense, and you see nobody playing it because Steam actively broadcasts the metrics of what games are being played real time. It's free to see. To see a game completely fall off the radar and have less than 500 active players at any given time, and then suddenly surge to 70, 80,000 active players, it's like, wow, what happened? Clearly that's making waves, but people might just have already bought it, or they might be maybe they're finally redeeming those free codes. I don't know.
Either that or the developer went in and took a shirt off some lady.
Could be. Could be. I feel like with even with a game like Cyberpunk, I feel like it's one of those games that for me also it gets tainted in a way where it's I'm just not interested in it anymore. No matter what they do or say, I'm not gonna get that bad taste out of my mouth, and it's just an experience that I'm ready to say goodbye to.
Until you just said its name, I forgot that Cyberpunk was a thing. I forgot that it existed.
I was reminded of it because Best Buy has a 10-day sale. Each day they have a $10 game for 10 days. And yesterday was Cyberpunk's day, and they did not sell well. And then somebody reminded someone else on Reddit, I was just lurking, that it was actually on sale for $5 at GameStop, and it still wasn't selling. So there's assholes like me who paid full price the day it came out. I still have the cute little collector box with the little map and the little stickers and the little tchotchkes that I will never open and I will never install and play again.
Dude, I got the fucking console.
Your console looks cool though. That's the thing. At least your console, like, it's still a cool piece of art. I don't know if it's one of those things like you turn on your console and you're like, I mean, I think you just enjoy it, right? Like, or maybe that's why you haven't been playing games. Maybe you're like shamed. You're like, I can't do it. I can't turn this thing on.
Oh, I haven't been playing games because I haven't been home.
I won't do it, man. Speaking of not being home, tomorrow, most people will not be at home because they'll be working. I may or may not be working during this event, but we are getting the next major event in Call of Duty Warzone, which is going to be a single one-time event. One time at, I believe, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Verdansk, and it's going to lead into the debut announcements or debut map or something related to the new confirmed Call of Duty Vanguard, which last week you and I did not think was actually happening. It is in fact real. It has been confirmed, and we're going to get to see some of it tomorrow through this Warzone event.
So I need to be at my computer ready to squeal with you at 4:30.
That's the thing, is how many people do. So I did the last big event, which was the introduction to the zombie takeover, which was like season 2 to 3, I think, where the zombies took over Verdansk, and then that led into the Call of Duty Black Ops taking over, and we had like Verdansk 84 or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a one-day event, though, and there were multiple times to queue to actually get into that event. And then they had the Resurgent Island at night, which you could see the nuke going off from the other map. Warzone was offline, and then the next day everything magically transported us to 84, which to me was the beginning of the end of Warzone. This may bring people back, obviously. A lot of streamers have abandoned ship on Warzone. A lot of them have gone over to Apex Legends. A lot of them. A lot of very famous streamers have taken a lot of their fans with them. Does this do anything for you? Like, are you excited? Is this your gateway back into Warzone? Do you not care? What are you thinking?
I am excited to play a game and have that experience with you. Other than that, I don't give a shit at all. I didn't even buy Battle Pass because I didn't talk to you, and I didn't know if you were going to buy it. Because if you weren't going to buy it, I wasn't going to bother with it.
Do you think I bought Battle Pass?
I know you bought Battle Pass. You told me.
Well, then why didn't you buy it?
Because the other day when I was on updating the games, you were on a cruise ship.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely wasn't going to text you asking, did you buy Battle Pass?
You should have. I would have responded. Battle Pass is now part of my life until Halo Infinite comes out. At which point I will promptly drop Call of Duty like the hottest potato that ever potatoed. And I will be 100% into Battlefield 1942 and also 100% into Halo Infinite simultaneously. I don't know how that's going to quite work yet. But I am ready to jump ship. I have been increasingly enjoying my time with Call of Duty multiplayer. I cannot stand Warzone at all anymore. It frustrates me so much to what has happened to that game and that experience, and it's just made me not interested at all. I will check out the event because I'll do a video on it. I'm curious to see, but I have no desire to play Vanguard. I don't care what mechanics they show. I will not buy it.
Here's your 100% guaranteed predictor that Jim will buy this game.
Day one, I already pre-ordered it.
Oh, not day one, but definitely within 2 months of release.
Ooh, wow. Okay. 2 months within release. So, of course, you know, a diehard Sony pony over here, despite the fact I'll get into Halo in a minute, but sticking with Sony's relationship with Call of Duty and Activision Blizzard. Of course, they've already announced via the official PlayStation Twitter feed, and I believe the PlayStation blog as well, that we would be getting a exclusive PlayStation only demo of the new Vanguard game, just like we did for Black Ops. So if you want to play it first and see what it's all about, Sony's the place to be. They've also announced a brand new freebie kit for Season 5 Battle Pass, which includes an exclusive operator, skin, charm, cards, XP, like a whole kit of stuff. Because, Sony's the best, as I've said 1,000 times, and they take care of their fans. So they're definitely trying to incentivize me, I think me personally, they're clearly targeting me, to come back. And I just don't see that happening. I'm excited for the event, but I think I was so misled on what Verdansk 84 was going to be that I just don't think that level of excitement will ever come back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Verdansk should go back to modern times. I think that would help quite a bit. But the thing that I really have been getting the most enjoyment out of from Call of Duty recently is the zombies.
Yes.
That's a lot. I know that it gets repetitive and you don't want to play it all the time, but every single time I play it, I have a good time. Like, it's just a fun, stupid little thing to do, and it's a great way to grind Battle Pass.
Agreed. Yeah, and I think that's... I think what I like about zombies so much is that it's more relaxing, and I feel like when you take out that element of other people, it's more... You can systematically beat it if you're intelligent about where you stand, where you shoot. Not really manipulating the AI so much, just being clever about where you stand and how you perform. You know what I mean? Like, Warzone was fun, and I had a blast playing it with you, and then when Will and you and I played, and then we would get Matt to join us sometimes, or Kevin to join us sometimes. But I just felt, I really think back fondly on a lot of those memories, but there's just as many good as bad. And the bad was definitely from people cheating or disconnects or lag spikes or whatever, and it just took the fun out of it. You don't really get that in zombies, which I like.
Yeah, the cheaters are just...
It's getting bad.
That one pivotal point for both of us up in that attic.
Yep.
Dude, I still get mad thinking about that.
I do too. I was going to bring it up. I know we brought it up last week.
Why hasn't, can we talk about why do we think that Activision has not done anything about this? Can we have that conversation?
They have got, okay, when you have a free-to-play game, I think that's the first problem. And I know you had mentioned last week about an exclusive mode or playlist that was for Battle Pass only people or people who purchased the game. I just feel like they know that they're going to get money. There's been a lot of talks of the way they manipulate playlists to make sure that people who buy DLC are intentionally put with people who don't, to make it look cool and to try to peer pressure you essentially to get into that. I just think that the fact that anybody's playing it or talking about it, I think the way the video game landscape is, how rapidly games come out, how quickly they rise and fall, like Cyberpunk, I think Activision's just happy you're talking about their game, even if you're cussing it and downvoting the hell out of it. The fact that you're mentioning it is, I think, a win for them, and they know that.
So there's no real incentive for them to dedicate any additional paid man hours to fix it when they know people are going to keep coming back and they're going to keep getting microtransaction revenue.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a big part of it because, I mean, that's how they make their money. If you're somebody who never bought Modern Warfare, who never bought Black Ops Cold War, and you're just playing for free, and there's a lot of people who I know who have only ever done that. And I'm not just talking about in Modern Warfare, I'm talking about Apex Legends, a very similar strategy, Fortnite, very similar strategy. They know that they're going to get you on microtransactions. And if you're paying, I think, just my opinion, they're going to let you slide. I just think there's probably some algorithm and they can instantly tell, hey, wait a minute. You know, like I was watching Tim the Tatman. I think I mentioned this last week on our show, but if I didn't, I mentioned it to you at some point. But Tim the Tatman was streaming last week. He watched a guy with 105 KDR win the game. He didn't die a single time. He killed 105 of 150 players in Verdansk. And I would bet he's probably still playing today because he had one of the Gucci guns that was like a dragon that shot laser beams or something. I don't know what it was, but you know what I mean? Like some
So you're saying
$10. You're saying we can win. Wait a minute.
Because I spend a lot of money on Call of Duty points buying stupid stuff.
And you don't even play.
I used to
You're
play a
the
lot.
perfect whale for this game. You're the guy who's just like,
We used to play all the time before I got my promotion, and now I'm never.
all by myself. I listen. This royal we. You're French. I still play every day. You need to get your ass online.
I'm not home.
That's not my fault. You have time for Netflix. You have time for Disney blogs. You have time for what else you do. I don't know what else you name every hobby you have. Damn it! And I'll prove. No, I was kidding. Let's go methodically. Did you have time to eat dinner tonight? Then you have time to load up your PlayStation, bitch.
Dude, I did. I brought in my projector and I hooked it all up and I got it on the internet.
I was gonna ask you. You actually have a projector, like you aim it on the wall, like a legit projector. Oh, he's going to get it. If it's too hard to get, don't get it. That's fine. I love the picture on the wall behind you of just the quotation mark. They really ran out of ideas when they were decorating that hotel room. He actually brought a projector. I mean, I assume you use it for work functions, but obviously it's got an HDMI port, I assume, and you plug it into your PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah, 5,000 lumens of 1440p.
Oh my goodness gracious! Do you ever use it at the house?
No, because dude, I have either a fucking awesome monitor or I have a fucking 65-inch TV on my wall.
I had a friend in college, James Nuttall, really good friend of mine. Wherever you are, James, I love you. I used to call him Jeffy. His first apartment he had after we graduated college, he had a projector in his living room that he bolted to the wall, the ceiling that hung down. He had blackout curtains everywhere, and we would play Halo till like all day during the day, because projectors, like, it's got to be pitch black. Like if there's even a little bit of light, that image quality goes right out the window. And we would sit there and play Halo all like in the afternoon. I mean, you couldn't see shit. It was like he like taped over the windows, like he had boards, like it looked like a drug den. Like when you walked in and you closed the door, you had to like put a flashlight out because it was pitch black. But I'll tell you what, man, playing Halo on like a, I don't know, 200-inch, whatever the number was, it was the entire wall. That was pretty badass. So I could totally see getting into a projector if I was like really hardcore and I had like a true blackout room. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's come in handy a few times, but I haven't been able to play video games on it yet because tonight's the first night I ever tried that, and the Wi-Fi here sucks.
I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi sucks. I mean, that's my life, except I live here. Everybody, all you bitches with your like your fiber connections, are like, I get 700 down. I'm like, bitch, I get 7 down. No, I do okay. My upload speed is what really hurts me. So when we were testing our stream before we started recording, and you're like, you look like a potato, I was like, is he talking about my shirt or is he talking about the image quality? Because I can't control the fact that my upload speed's like 1x dial-up. Like, Ma, get off the phone! I'm recording!
You're silly.
To wrap up the discussion with Call of Duty, I want to love this game, and I've constantly, despite the fact I hate it, as much as I hate it, I violently defend it. I love what they did with the transition from Modern Warfare into Black Ops Cold War, with the progression, the characters, the gun skins, all of that. The Call of Duty points, the Battle Pass, it all just rolls right through. They found a great way to retain an audience of people who are faithful, and they constantly find ways to give us fun new stuff. Like, I know you said you haven't bought into Season 5 yet, but it's a really solid Battle Pass, and they have new maps, and they have new modes, and they have new zombie stuff, and they have new guns, and they have more stuff coming later in the year, and it's like, you guys have nailed it. But the unfortunate part of it is that backing, the machine that is leading to this, results in Warzone being really unplayable. So it's like you got to pick what you want. You know, do you want to just have the same 4 maps, but they're well done and they're competitive and no one cheats, or do you want to have new stuff every month? Because if you do, it's gonna, I think, bring in the wrong crowd.
Will you commit to me right now on air to call and remind me to get online tomorrow at 4:30?
Yes, I will call you on the phone. Do you want me to FaceTime you or just call you?
Do whatever you have to do to get my attention.
Do what you must. Do I have a budget? Can I get like skywriting? Jim, you're
I
not going to
just got
believe
you
this.
some great birthday presents.
Jim, you're not going to believe this. There's a guy outside with an airplane and he wrote, "Hey," and then it started raining. Hey. And he spelled "hey" Hay. Asshole.
You should have just had him write "ree."
Yes, I will call you tomorrow. And I was gonna wear the present you got me, but I'm doing laundry. So next week you'll all see the debut of the cool thing Phil got me for my birthday. I still owe you a birthday present, and if you still have a gaming computer, by the time this game comes out, I'm gonna buy you a game. And I'm not gonna tell you the name of it, but it's one we're gonna play together. And don't give me that look about Valheim because you quit on me.
That is not true. That is the furthest thing from the truth.
I want to build a house that looks like one of those Japanese pagoda houses. I'm like, cool, build it. And then Phil signed offline and he was never heard from again.
It's just not true.
There he goes. There he goes. Goodbye. Goodbye, pure iron sword.
Anyone who's a real fan of this show will know that you're bullshitting. And anyone who's just showing up, why are you here?
Oh, sorry. I was waving to all the materials that are still on your unlogged character for the last, 7 years. Okay, sorry. The good news is, by the time you get back into the game, it'll all be like antiques. It's like, I remember this. This was Excalibur. Yeah, it was. Fucking 7 years ago, Merlin. Get with the times, bro. We got AKs now, son.
Every time, like, since we've seen each other in part of this most recent time, every time I want to get mad at you, I think of that picture of you standing on the 5-foot ledge where you're barely the same size as me. And it's just like, he's so little and cute. I can't be mad at him.
That's right. Notice me, senpai. Notice me. Last night we were playing against the guy in Rocket League, and his username was Not So Hard Senpai, and I laughed hysterically. I am like, wow, that's really meta.
Not so hard, senpai. Wow.
Last thing I wanted to bring up was Halo, and only in the sense that when my wife goes on travel, like this week, and I'm home alone, I get very bored. So I draw a lot. I draw with my computer over there. I draw quite a bit. I'm actually thinking about buying an iPad because I want to start transitioning to digital drawings. What is he drawing? Is he writing the word penis? That's my guess.
No, I was drawing the word Pornhub.
Oh, okay. I knew it was something inappropriate. I went with the Pen 15. I was incorrect, but I knew you were going in that direction. So I get bored and I start going on YouTube because I'm listening to music. I listen to all these playlists. I'm like, I need something else to do. So I started watching the Halo 3 campaign again. And I can't, and I don't mean the gameplay. I mean the advertising campaign that Bungie/Microsoft did in relation to Halo 3. Recall Halo 3 was a launch title, or pretty close to a launch title for the Xbox 360. It was all, new engine, all this stuff. Did you watch any of those? I know I sent them to you forever ago. Did you ever watch any, or do you remember the original ones when they aired 20 years ago on TV?
Both. I remember it. I remember how cool those were, and you also sent them to me recently.
I get in this weird mood where I'll watch them and over and over and over. So somebody put together a YouTube video. I must have watched this thing 500 times in the past like week of all the little advertisements they did where they were like, "Where were you when the chief fell?" And he was like, I was flipped over on a warthog, and the chief came crashing down, and he gives me hope, and Then they had another one of like, that's where they buried the Master Chief on that hill back there, and but Spartans are MIA, not KIA, and and I just like I'm getting even right now you can't see it because my camera's unfortunately blurry apparently. Yeah. Dude, I get so excited, and I'm no joke. I'm playing. I'm sitting here. I got my little phone stand that Brent got me years ago. You get this little tiny phone stand. You put your phone on it, and it just sits there. And I'm watching the Halo. You can't see my desk, but I'm looking down, watching the Halo. I'm replaying these ads, all of them. The ODST ad, the little 7-minute trailer, all this stuff, and I'm playing Call of Duty, and I'm watching the Halo thing, and I'm shitting you not. I'm like 22 and like 5 in the middle of a match. I'm just wrecking people. I Alt F4 and I open up Master Chief Collection because I'm like, I have to play this game right now.
Wow.
There's really no bearing on. There's no point to this story other than I'm a Halo fan, clearly. But I just want to say the draw of good commercials and the excitement that I have for Halo. Like, I've already seen these advertisements a billion times, but I started playing Halo again. And, I mean, I play it every day, but I started playing the campaign again, just Halo 3, and I was just blown away by how good the beginning of that game is. Just blown away.
Send me that video.
Thanks for watching. No, I'm just kidding. Which one? The one I watched where I lost my shit, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure, I will. Yeah, I mean, remember he comes crashing down. They think he's dead. The Arbiter's there. His armor's all locked up. Chief's armor's all locked up, and then they like release him. He grabs a gun. He puts it under Arbiter's chin, and Johnson's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! He's an ally now." And Arbiter's like, "It's so easy." And I was like, "No!" And I'm like, I got so into it, and I was just like blown away, just absolutely blown away. And I can't think of any other game that makes me geek out as hard as Halo. And as much as I love Call of Duty, it's Halo for sure. That like it always brings me back to those amazing moments in those games, those trailers, the launch parties, meeting the Master Chief at Xbox Fan Fest, meeting the creators of the game, meeting Steve Downs, like total nerd out, like times 1,000.
When are we going to get matching "Were It So Easy" tattoos?
Where are we getting them?
Shoulder blades.
Okay. Matching? Are they going to be like absolutely identical?
Yeah. Well, the same person do both.
Are we getting the Halo font? Like
if that's what you want.
The Halo font, or is it going to be like cursive?
It could be the Halo font if you want.
Okay, I'll mock it up. Yeah, dude, I want to get more tats. That's the
here.
Oh, I was just asking. No, I was thinking tramp stamps, but that's fine.
Listen, I'm a classy broad. All right.
Well, the reason Phil doesn't want to get one there is because he's already got one. The little butterfly. No, and I'll tell you what, I've seen Phil's lower back, and there ain't nothing little about that butterfly. I'll just tell you that right now. Butterflies got some big wings. Yeah, so that's the problem with tattoos, though, is you get one, and then you want to get more. That's just how it works. Like, as soon as you're getting the first one, you're immediately thinking when the second one's going to be. That's just how it works. So if you want to go down that road, be prepared. You will get more.
We should have "Were It So Easy" in Japanese characters.
Oh. But what if it does this? You got a really nice tattoo. It says Danielson? No. It says "Were It So Easy." No. That says Mugu Guy Borg. It does?
Cream of some young boy.
I'm a dumb white guy who got a tattoo and thinks it's cool. It's like those shirts that says like penis on them or asshole, and people are walking on like, hey. It's like, yeah, poor guy. All right, Phil. I stretched this shit out for 38 minutes. Is there anything you probably weren't ready, and that's okay. You're a busy man, I know. Was there anything you wanted to address before we kick it off to the world famous Phil's farewell?
No, but thank you everyone for joining us. as always, we appreciate you being here. And much like you'll never, ever, ever see Will again, war also never changes.